and welcome to MGP435. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Don't you be saying hey to me. You were given specific instructions. Try again, Pab.
I'm in one of them moods tonight.
What kind of monster fluffs an intro, you loser? Get it right first time.
The same one.
Didn't you just do that?
No, I got it right. I got it right first time. Whereas Pabby has messed this up completely by saying, "Hey."
So first, you choked on your own spit, and then got it wrong by introducing the wrong subject.
It's because I've got Football Manager on my monitor, so I accidentally started introducing a Football Manager video. But, I mean, it works. I still got the message across that I'm Kev, and that's all people really need to know. I just forgot to introduce any of you lot and launched into a coming up on. I don't know what's coming up. There's no script for this. There's no plan. Who knows what's going to happen over the next 45 to 85 minutes? No idea at
running
all.
Orders. We used to have running orders for every episode, didn't we?
That was when we thought podcasts had some future in them. Back before podcasting died, and then when it made its comeback, we were like, yeah, we've been down this road before. Podcasting might be the future. It was the future 10 years ago when we used to take it seriously. We're not falling for that trick again. And now people are being handed out expensive contracts and fat advertising deals and everything. But I'm standing firm.
Someone's a bit salty.
I will not take this seriously.
Yeah, I want that. Well, I'll happily take all the sponsorships and deals that we keep getting offered. Then you can continue.
Yeah, me too. If Kev's not interested, we'll just
but that means there needs to be running orders written, and like we need a producer and all that kind of stuff. You can't just turn up at 10 o'clock on a Friday night, start talking about whatever comes to mind, leave it to Pab to stitch the clips together and call that a professional podcast. There's a little bit more work than that goes into it.
Worked so far, Kev.
Yeah, to get us to this point where we don't have to write running orders. You're just trying to get us back into the land of professionalism. Do you remember the intro to episode 1? How BBC from the 1960s I sounded? Hello.
I do.
This
but,
is the Mature Gamer podcast. I'm Kevin Chapman, and here is Stephen McDoesn't Listen. Hello, everybody. I'm Stephen.
We are still in like the top 20 gaming podcasts of all time, iTunes, whatever chart. There was words missing in that sentence, but yeah, we're still up there. So
we're still the #1 independent video games podcast in UK iTunes history, which is what I say when I'm telling people about it.
Yeah, same here. But that also just means we're the only one in the top like 50 who doesn't get paid for it.
Yeah. Well, we do get paid a little bit. I just don't share it with you lot.
Yeah.
You lot have all got real jobs. I need the money. Goodness me. I just sit in my house playing Minecraft all day.
At night.
Yeah, exactly. And all sorts of other wonderful games. In fact, I need to put one of my hats on while you lot talk about what you've been up to this week. We saw Sheepdog's new window for the first time today. Okay. Very exciting. Yeah, my God, yeah, that should have been the headline news. Sheepdog's got shins, everybody. I actually said to Anna in the car that I've just assumed for all this time that you had a wooden leg, and you just didn't know how to tell me. And I was like, I didn't understand why it was a big deal that you had one, but for some reason you were weird about it, didn't want me to know you had a wooden leg, and that's why I've gone, what's it been, 12 years and never seen you naked below the knee until today. And it turns out he's got legs, they've got skin on them, they've got hair on them. He was wearing socks. I didn't know if you were a sock wearer or not until today. I've learned a lot about you today.
You don't know whether I have any feet under those socks, though, do you?
No, but that's not as weird. Most people I know, I've not seen their toes, but I've seen most shins. I make a point of checking people's shins. I have seen Pab's toes. I know he's got toes.
He's got that whole website.
We've shared hotel rooms enough times, Pab, for me to have seen your toes.
Okay.
And I've counted them and everything.
Okay.
When you fall asleep, I start taking toe prints for future reference.
Why?
I've got them in my toe book.
What?
I've got a toe book. Everyone I've ever shared a room with, their toe print is in my toe book.
Sure.
Apart from Sheepdog, his is just a boot print.
Yeah.
He doesn't take his shoes off.
It is because it would just be a hoof print if you take the shoes off.
So what have we been up to this week, boys and girls? Anything exciting?
No.
It's been just a weird week, isn't it? I mean, it's the weather doesn't know what it's doing. Not that I'm going down that route for too long, because that's a bit boring. But it's been 1 minute up, 1 minute pouring. You come around my house earlier and just got absolutely drenched.
Yeah, you could have turned your sprinklers off, really. That seemed a little bit inhospitable.
Yeah. When there was a knock, I thought you were the annoying kids next door, so I wasn't going to answer, and then I realised it was Kev o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
I did send you a message.
You did.
We went to Sheepdog's house so he could witness me and Anna signing our wills, and rather alarmingly, since that was all finalised earlier today, and our life insurance is now fully up and running and everything done properly, and our wills are all properly legit. For the first time in the close to 10 years me and Anna have been together, she stands to become a very wealthy woman if I die. And since then, she's not reminded me to take my tablets with dinner, and she snuck into my office and gone, "Rah!" behind me and made me jump out of my skin. So I am a little bit worried that she's now trying to cash in on this life insurance policy.
You say that, right? I got a phone call from my life insurance people the other day saying they just wanted to check that they had my address right and everything. I asked them to send my documents, and I explained to Mrs. Sheepdog that if I die, the mortgage is paid off and she gets basically a year's wages on top. And every day since, she's come back just after lunchtime with a lunch for me that's way bigger than any lunch I've ever normally had. And I'm just like, she's trying to push me over the edge. I can feel it. She's getting me all these Greg's vegan sausage rolls. She was like, "Oh, I tried to just buy 3, but they would buy 1 get 1 free, so I've got an extra one. Do you want to have 3 for lunch?" And I'm like, "No, I'll have 2. It'll be fine." And then she breaks it in half and goes, "Oh, I can't eat any of this." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to waste it." And she just, women definitely get like that when they realise what's at stake. What
are you going to do with all this money, Anna? That no me, but loads of money. Sounds like a miserable existence.
Yeah, sounds
Claire will
pretty
go on a
terrible.
booze cruise.
Are you working with Kirsty to kill me and Sheepdog off together?
Yeah.
Are you gonna take the money and restart Best Thing From with it and do it properly? Because that would be quite upsetting.
Yeah, we'll be up in heaven or down in hell, just shaking our fists at you.
Because we did it right.
If they do that, we'll haunt them.
Yeah, and they'll deserve it.
Exactly. So, video games. Should we talk about some video games?
Yeah, I was going to segue in then, quite naturally. I was going to say I've been knackered this week.
Go on then.
Oh, I wonder why.
Go on then, Sheepdog. Tell us why.
Some cheeky rascal. When I stream, obviously 8 o'clock. 8 till 10 is my plan. I went on the old Twitch to stream Minecraft, and Kevin turns up, and he's like, "I'm playing too." Before I know it, it's 1 o'clock, and that's happened 4 times this week now. I've said on several days I'm not going to play tonight. I'm going to spend some time with Mrs. Sheepdog. And
You're the one that messages him.
well, it's hit and miss. It depends. Sometimes Kev was streaming, and he just said, "I'm not going to play this game anymore. I'm going to move on to Minecraft." And then he was looking around my house, and I was watching him, and I said, "Get out of my house!" And he said, "Come on, stop."
I was taking advantage of you not being there. I was having a look to see what was what.
Yeah, so we've been encouraging each other, but then Smoothman will be there going, "I'm just going to go to bed now. It's 11:30. It's 11:45." And I'm like, "Right, I'll go to bed in half an hour." And it's just like Civilization. One more click, one more bit. I'm nearly at level 30. I've nearly done this. I've nearly done that. I love it. I can't believe how great this game is. And
it might catch on. We just in case anyone missed the name, it's called Minecraft. I don't know if you've heard of it. I think it's got legs.
For those of you that know me quite well and know how I get with games, first-person games, I've been taking 300 microgram tablets from Quells, and they have absolutely got me through this. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left, I think. So
I won't renew the realm for a second month then.
Well, I'll get another box, Kev. They're not that expensive, and it's worth it. I've been having a whale of a time. Being able to play a game like that for like 5 hours straight without feeling remotely sick is amazing. The other week, I think we covered it on the podcast last week when we were playing. We were about 3 hours in, and I just went off the edge of a cliff. I was like, and I couldn't speak. My mouth was just broken. And I was like really hot, really dizzy. I haven't had a drink in like 8 hours, and it was a really hot day. But the game's just so addictive, and I was so into it. And as everyone knows, again, even last week, earlier this week, sorry, I was terrible. Like a kid come on my stream, the 16-year-old come on my stream and just went nuts at me for being so bad at it. And Kevin Smoothen were trying to teach me what to do, and I just wasn't getting it. This kid was moaning that I had a rubbish inventory, that I had built an ugly building. I understand where I was going wrong.
I still won't allow you to call it a building. Can we less of that? It was a box.
Yeah, I built a box, and then I tried to build a tower, but it just went even worse. And Kev made me blow him up, and he built me a nice house, which I need to I want to add to it a bit, but I don't want to get it wrong. So I'm going to go watch some videos, I think. But I feel like I've got more confident with it throughout the week. We did a raid. One of us killed an illager, and they all started descending on our town. And Kev was absolutely bricking it, weren't you? You were so scared they were going to ruin the village. So
because I'd spent like 10 hours over the previous 2 days carefully bringing villagers from all across the world and breeding them and getting them put into my little trading hall, and it was literally the moment we were done and it was like, right, all this hard work pays off, we can now start trading with these villagers, and the horn blows. And I don't know which one of you two did that, but because I had all the villagers there, our little settlement then became a village. So it was then on us to defend them because there was monsters coming to try and kill all my new villager friends that I'd spent days getting set up. So yeah, I was on the verge of being a little upset that I'd wasted 10 hours.
That was so intense that it made everything else that I've done since not feel as worrying. Like before, a zombie would appear and I'd freak out and try and attack it and end up dead because I'd have panicked and picked the wrong weapon or whatever, and it would kill me or whatever. But now, I feel happy with it. The only thing that's murdered me tonight, I died for the first time in about 3 streams, and it was an Enderman just went berserk at me because I shot an arrow at it. But yeah, I'm just learning all the bits and bobs. I think the next step for me is to start watching videos and building fancy stuff. I've had great fun building my little sheep farm so that I can shear them all and then sell the wool to some idiot who every 18 wool I give him, he gives me an emerald. I'm enjoying that deal. I'm tempted to see if I can find my own villagers and start building my own little trade bit out, but I'll probably end up with rubbish, no my luck. But yeah, I went into the Nether. I went through the portal to it is a Nether, isn't it? Yeah. Earlier, no one told me that if you put a bed down in the Nether, you blow up. So that was fun. I put it next to the portal, went to lay on it, and it just went kaboom, and the whole area's on fire now. I survived, luckily, and then I went a bit further, and this piglin fella started trying to kill me because I wasn't wearing any gold, so I had to leave and go home and get some gold. I was like, oh, but yeah, I'm just every day's a learning day, and it's great playing a game where you're learning all the time about new things that it does. And Kev keeps having new ideas, and someone's told me I can get an automatic sheep shearer, and I can get an automatic. I know I can copy Kev's beef farm that he's got. I got my dog Ollie and my horse Trevor. You've got Diamond Horse.
I've got Diamond Horse.
Lots of little characters.
Diamond Horse is a great horse.
Absolutely.
You didn't lose the cat, you drowned the cat.
Well, I didn't know. You told me the cat would swim.
I assumed it would swim. I've seen a cat swim before.
We rode off, and the cat was swimming behind me, and then I was like, hang on, my cat's not following anymore. And Kev said, it'll just teleport to you. So we got back, and it didn't teleport to me. So I was so gutted. I went out and caught a dog, brought it home, and then by that point I don't think we were streaming. So the next day I started the stream and I'm like, hey everyone, how you doing? Look what I got yesterday. I opened my front door and a bloody what are they called? I always forget their name. Creeper.
A creeper.
Yeah, a bloody creeper just walks around the side of my house and blows up the dog immediately. I was like, look what I've caught. Boom. Wolf has died. I was like, no. So that completely, again, nothing could be worse than what happened there. So I had to just build up my bone collection, go catch some more. And I've just been setting little challenges. I thought finding a horse, taming it, riding it back, and setting up armor for it was going to take me forever. And it took me like 3 minutes. So then I was like, right, I'll go round up some sheep, thinking that would take me an hour. And no, I had 3 sheep within minutes, and they've been breeding every single time I feed them. And yeah, it just feels like everything I do is actually quite obtainable if you just know how to do it. You know, it's all, again, lovely. We started fishing, didn't we? We are
pro fishermen now.
you've built a nice little pier for us to go. We go through into the nether realm, go back out the other side, and then we've got this nice pier. I tried to feed a polar bear some fish so that it would become my friend, but the website that told me you could tame them was wrong. You can't tame them, and they can knock you for 6. So I went up to this polar bear family, but it had a baby, and it just tried to tear me a new one, so I legged it. Trying to think what else we've done. We just had good fun. I'm finally at a point where I've got diamond gear now and an infinity power bow, which I'm absolutely chuffed with because I know Kev really, really wanted one.
Yeah, you have a better bow than me, which is a little bit upsetting. Because basically, the infinity bow is the last thing I need to feel confident to go and try and take on the dragon. Because this is what we're going to be talking about next week when we'll have killed the dragon this time next week. But I am not going for the dragon until I've got a bow because there's just no way I'm going to be able to do it without an infinity bow. So I need that to be able to go to the dragon.
Did you not check the bows in? I just always check those bows in that chest next to the enchanted thing. And one of my books or whatever I put in it let me do it. So I was like, "Wait, I'm out of here." And then I merged it with another bow I had. But yeah, it is cool, and it'd be interesting to do the dragon that way because I've only ever done it in creative, as I said before. Be interesting to see because there's a lot of Endermen and stuff like that run around the outside, so you have to be quite strategic.
Just wear your jack-o'-lantern helmet, and then you'll be fine. That'll stop the Enderman attacking you if you've got a pumpkin on your head.
Is that true?
It's true.
Wow, you thought of everything.
I'm not just a pretty face.
So why didn't you tell me that when I died 4 times earlier against one?
Because I was watching you wreck my XP farm and thinking, well, if he's going to wreck that, I'm not going to stop him from dying. Yeah, I was lurking in the background of Sheepdog's stream earlier. He was there just attacking all these monsters, and I was just stood on a hill with my telescope watching him, not letting him know I was there, hoping someone... What I really wanted is someone in your stream to notice me in the background and just say, you know, Kev's just stood over there watching, don't you? But nobody did.
I kept saying every time they blew up the ceiling or the floor or whatever, I was like, "Oh man, Chapman's going to kill me for this." And yeah, I did wonder whether you might have been in the chat, but you weren't. So I thought I'd got away with it. But yeah, no, that is hard. I feel like there must be a better way to build that. Lewis was saying we should have all gone on an obsidian hunt and got loads and just built a floor so that they couldn't blow it up. But I feel like that's a lot of work. But yeah, we should have definitely tried to find something that wouldn't blow up as easily as what this does. Or put the ceilings higher. Much higher ceilings would mean we wouldn't have to keep replacing them.
Without getting too deep into Minecraft technicalities, the reason ceilings aren't higher is because then it would have to be deeper to fit as many monsters in, because you wouldn't get as much darkness if the ceilings were too higher. And the easy way to sort out the floor thing is just build it underground on bedrock.
Yeah, that is true, but it's just... Yeah, the way we've got it, you want it rebuilt every time. I'd have just let the holes keep building up because I would have thought eventually we'd have hit bedrock eventually, was my thought process, you know.
You're a monster.
Creepers keep blowing 3 blocks deep every time they go. We just let them do all the work.
You're a monster. Yes, Minecraft, boys and girls, is excellent, and we're now trying to recruit Pabby. I mean, to be fair, we were trying to recruit him last week as well, but we need a 4th in our little realm. And Anna doesn't want to play because she's been... You've basically got the Minecraft syndrome. You know where when you're younger and if you drink too much vodka, you'll then never touch vodka again because you had a really bad experience with vodka. Anna had a spell... Anna had a spell with Minecraft and Andy when he was younger where you were just constantly building him Tesco in Minecraft over and over again for like 6 months, weren't you? Yeah. And off the back of that, you don't... So for some reason, don't want to touch Minecraft anymore.
No.
Although you could come in and build us a... You could come and build us a Tesco. We haven't got a Tesco in our little town yet.
It was a Tesco, a church, and something else.
Oh, we haven't got a church. If you could come and build us a church, that would be great.
A church. Just, I can't...
Because he wouldn't then save the... He wouldn't save the world, would he?
It'd just blow it up.
Yeah, you definitely... Yeah, he's basically... He's basically like Pab. Pab likes to just blow up everyone's hard work.
You can't do that if you join, though, Pab. This is a big boy realm.
You
have to behave. Kev and me and Smooth.
Yeah, we're nice. We're nice people.
Me out, which is what I actually want.
No, you have to come in and be nice. You have to come in and be nice.
If you come in.
Yeah. As I've
That'd be
threatened
nice.
you
I'll just
before
be-
the podcast started, if you burn down my Minecraft house, I burn down your real house. And I think that's entirely reasonable.
Jesus. Wow.
This is basically the only time in my life I've ever played Minecraft the optimum way, I think. And I'm not doing that. Other people are, and I'm kind of taking part in it. In the time when we all played it together, we were just roaming around. I don't think we ever actually found somewhere. We just explored. Whenever I've played it with Ollie, it's been creative mode, let's go kill the Ender Dragon, and there's no jeopardy because we can't die. Or we're just building castles and tracks and all sorts of stuff like that. But in this, it's like we have to earn everything, we have to build everything. You know, Kev's captured all these villagers and all of that. Yeah, it just feels like it's a much more complicated game. Loads of people in the chat on Twitch have been saying they've never really played it or they never had any idea what Minecraft actually was. I'm surprised how many people are watching us play and saying they've never played it before themselves.
Yeah, it is an odd one, but I guess it's just a kid's game, isn't it? That's how people see it. It's just that kid's game. People don't realise there's a game in there. I think a lot of people think it's just digging holes and building houses and don't realise there's a lot of complexity to it. People think it's Lego, but it's not. It's closer to Technic Lego. Can do
Super
stuff.
Technic Lego, it's mad. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and we're making our own little adventures and stories and all that kind of stuff. It's just been fun. Yeah, I'm just surprised people didn't know it. I think we've got a few people who want to get into it now, which is cool. It's quite funny again that, like you said, it's this game that no one's ever heard of. We're making it popular, but actually, as I say, people are coming in and they're saying, when I was getting rinsed by that 16-year-old for being terrible, everyone else was going, we don't know any of this stuff. It's actually really fun watching him figure it out and learn as he goes because they're learning. You know, they were saying they don't normally watch someone who knows it all because they're sat there going, oh, he's just built a hut, he's just built a villager hall, he's just, you know, I'm not saying I'm picking stuff you built because that's the only stuff I know what they're called, but they're just like, oh, right, this pro knows what he's doing, whereas I'm just there going, right, so I've got my stone pickaxe and my stone axe, how do I need to find some iron to upgrade them, and then what do I do, you know? I tried building my crappy little stone hut, and it was like, I just genuinely thought I needed 4 walls, a roof, a second level, and some boxes, and then a crafting table and a furnace, and that was it. That would be me done for the game. So I was trying to build like a super basic hut, and then you had this whole village built that was making your meat, leather, you know, food, villagers breeding. You know, you've got your enchanting area with all the books. You've got your practice areas and all sorts. It's ridiculous. It's good. It's fantastic.
So now we've been Minecraft streamers for a week and a half. I am waiting for the fame and fortune to arrive. It doesn't seem to be here yet, but I assume we just get like a dump truck full of money turn up outside our house anytime now. That's how Minecraft streaming works, isn't it?
I've had more people that I've never heard of joining my streams that aren't from your stream than ever this past week because of it. I've had a lot of obviously people from yours coming over to check the screen because they're hearing me get killed or whatever in the background, but I've had loads of randoms come across and just check us out, which has been quite fun because normally it's just core people that I know coming in, which is good. I like that, but you know, it feels like people like, you know, Minecraft's having a big bang again, a big boost, a big resurgence, which is probably from the Caves and Cliffs update, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, my son's desperate to play it with me, and I keep saying to him, that does mean having one of my remaining quells.
So when I've not been playing Minecraft this week, the other thing that I've been playing
What you've been playing, Kevin? Hey?
I've been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator,
Jesus.
which I got on Game Pass as a gag, really. I downloaded it and tweeted out that I'm going to be playing this. It's obviously going to end badly. I'm probably not going to be doing it for very long. Come and watch me crash a plane, and then we'll do something else. And by the end of that stream, I'd ordered a flight stick, a pilot's hat, and some flight goggles, and started downloading loads of DLC, and I am all in on this game. It is fantastic. I am a piloting natural talent. My first landing was perfect. My next 4 or 5 have been a little bit iffy, but my first one was perfect, so I know I've got it in me. And it's just brilliant. I didn't realise the amount of detail that was in this world. It is, from what I can tell, the entire world with real maps. And I mean, the base game out of the box, there's 4 or 5 places that have got all the fully rendered proper buildings, but then you can download all of the extra bits as well. And I've now got basically a fully rendered London that we were just flying over last night on stream. And we flew over Wembley, we flew under the Wembley Arch, we flew down the Thames and looked at the O2 and the London Eye and the Houses of Parliament. I did a real low flyover of Buckingham Palace to see if I could try and land there, but couldn't manage to pull off a Buckingham Palace landing. We started checking out football grounds. We went to the Emirates, we went to Stamford Bridge, we went to Eastbourne because we started doing the south coast as well. My plan was to fly across the south coast and just have a look at it all, but we started in Hastings and got as far as Brighton before we abandoned that idea because I was in a really slow, awkward plane. But I've done a flight from Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris to London Gatwick in a 747, including takeoffs and landings by night. Last night we flew in an Airbus, we flew from Edinburgh to Manchester, and this is like real-time flights with real-time weather, real-time night and day lighting, all that kind of stuff. And you can just fly where you want. You have it set up so you can see where other people are flying as well. So I can see where people on my friends list are. You can see when random people pass by. I've even got to the point now where my flight stick hasn't arrived yet because I think everyone's got the same idea and they are really difficult to get hold of. But it'll be here in a week or so. But I'm sat there now, not just because initially I was just wanging the analog stick and say, this is all you need, you just wang the analog stick. But now I'm checking all my instruments, right? How's my airspeed? How's my altitude? Are my flaps at the right level? And now I've gone beyond that. And I'm now listening to the instructions coming over the radio. Oh, air traffic controller saying I should be cruising at 8,500 feet now. Let's drop down a little bit, but we do just need to make sure that we keep on the line on the little map. What's the angle that we need to approach this runway at? And it's tickled my nerd areas in just the right way. I never thought I would get this into anything with simulator in the name. I mean, I was mocking Pab last week for his hosepipe simulator game, and here I am fallen into a simulator that I'm already like £100 deep on. And it's only going to get worse because they've got so many more planes, so many more airports. If I want a fully rendered, true to life Heathrow Airport, I can get that for just $19.99 out of the store.
Don't you dare!
Just say you're listening to their instructions, Kev, but all the clips I've seen of you, it's just landing gear.
That was my first time landing a 747. I didn't know what the button to put the landing gear out was. I know what the button is now. Because the one thing I haven't done any of the training or tutorials, and the reason I've not done any of that is because I don't see the point in learning it all on a controller. When in a few days' time, I'm going to have the flight stick and I'll have to learn it all again. So my theory is I'll do all the training and tutorials when I've got the proper kit. At the moment, I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go.
You also landed a plane on its wing, sideways.
That's fine. That's one of the ways you can do it. What I have learned as well is if you're struggling to lower speed enough, if you just fly into a bridge, stops you dead. Brilliant. Yeah.
I was just watching. You were like, "Oh, I've done it," and then you smashed into a bridge. And was like, "Perfect, there we go, we've stopped." And I thought, yeah, okay. Is there not a setting to make the planes actually blow up?
I'm pretty sure they deliberately don't include that. Yeah, because that would be, especially when you can fly around cities and into buildings and stuff.
Point. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, that's just asking for trouble having that setting in there. I think.
But yeah, it's brilliant. To myself, it lets you think you know how to land a plane, though. Which is also I can land a plane. Look,
if there is ever a time where the four of us are on a plane together that is crashing, everyone else is dead, of the four of us, I'm your best bet now, based on my experience with this game. I've got a better chance of landing that plane than any of you three.
I mean,
I'm not suggesting I should take over from the pilot, but if there is a situation. Old flight stick over here. This is the one you want to give it to.
I think I'd try and jump out of the plane like 15 seconds before it hit the ground and roll. That'd be my plan, I think.
The plane would land on you if you left it that late.
Just jump out the door as soon as I'm low enough that it won't kill me and roll. I'll probably end up going straight into the engine, just being mangled, but I'll jump out the back door.
You'll get caught on the landing gear that I'll make sure is deployed.
You seem to skid them down on their fuselage or whatever it's called. The
I did that
undercarriage.
once.
All right.
Because up until that point, all of the smaller planes, the landing gear is out the whole time. So the first time I did the 747 and it's saying landing gear, I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. I've every plane I've landed before now has had the wheels on the bottom. I don't know. I didn't know what button to press. So then I looked it up before the next time I flew a big one.
It does remind me. I mentioned years ago on the podcast, my dad had a game called, I think it was from like Blue Baron on, I want to say not the Atari, whatever it was, the old computer he had that ran on cassettes, and that was a plane would fly along bombing cities and shooting down other planes, and then it would always say like land the plane, and it never said which button was the land. It would give instructions, or they were on the cassette somewhere, but the piece of paper had fallen out. And as an adult, I looked it up. I found a tutorial online, and I set it up on my dad's old CRT TV, and just landed the damn plane. Crossed it off my list. I thought, right, that's 30 years in the making. I managed to land that plane once. It blew up. Like the moment I took off, I got shot out of the air. But yeah, I think these games are intentionally hard to land so that you spend the first few weeks figuring it out, and then once you've done it, you stop playing after that.
Well, I'm 4 hours towards my first 50 hours of airtime to start progressing through my licenses. Pab, you were streaming this earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, I've done the tutorials, so I think I might be more qualified to take over.
No, because I'm going to be doing them. I'm going to be doing the tutorials with my flight
I know
stick.
the buttons to get landing gear down.
If we're on a plane that you have to land with an Xbox controller, then I'll defer to you and say no. Pab's done the tutorials with the Xbox controller. He's the man for this job. But if we're on a real plane with a Thrustmaster flight stick like the one I've ordered, then it's all me.
Okay. Yeah, I've
You
been
lot
playing
are
it.
bickering while me and Anna just land it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right, isn't it?
It's awesome.
It's all right.
Have you flown over your house? I flew over my old
because I was
house.
streaming
I
it,
flew
and I
over
don't
my
really wanna-
classroom. Yeah, so I flew over my old house, my old classroom. I flew over the posh ground. I've gone all sorts of places. I've flown to Bodine's. I
mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've streamed this, and pretty much I want to say 80% of it has been the tutorial. Because I've just been trying to learn.
See, that's why I haven't done the tutorial. You boring
I better learn
person.
how to do this, and I didn't do all of them. But I was like looking, I'm going, well, I better know how to. I need to know how to land. I need to know.
Nah.
I need to know how to take off. I was like,
Nah.
commercial
Kev bought
planes. Okay,
flying goggles, even though he's flying inside a plane.
Not on all of them, I'm not.
Okay.
On
Fair
some of the
enough.
smaller ones, you can get a Spitfire on DLC apparently.
Oh,
I
so I
don't
might
have
get
Windows
myself a
open on them,
Spitfire.
do
sounds good.
Well, they wore goggles on them, didn't they? I'm sure
I
they
thought
wore
they were more
goggles
for
on
the-
Spitfires.
Goggles were for like the crop dusters, didn't they?
Well, look, I've got goggles. I can't wear them because I wear glasses. So I wear them on the top of my head.
Can you pack a massive bag of salt on your plane and then just drop it all over farms?
Anna can
throughout
just throw the
lands?
salt out of my office door because the one thing Anna won't play along for $17.99 on Amazon, you can get a trolley dolly costume, a proper full on from the movies, from a comedy movie probably, as
for,
stereotypical as you can imagine. But I want her to be the air hostess. I want to get her a trolley, get her the costume, and then when I'm streaming, every 15 minutes or so, I want her to knock on the door, wheel the trolley in, offer me a bag of nuts and a tomato juice, and check everything's okay. But she won't do it.
No, I'm not.
Can you
doing
imagine
that.
how the stream would go wild if you came? I'm stood there with my pilot's hat on, and you come in just as an air hostess to give me a bag of nuts. That would make us hundreds of pounds in subs. People would go wild for it.
I think first off, that's some sort of porn outfit you're trying to get her to wear. But secondly, couldn't she just sit behind you dressed as like a Sky Ranger, holding a gun, just to protect you in case someone tries to break in? And then
No, I prefer my
a
one.
paid actor
You can't have a gun on Twitch.
Good point.
Oh, not even. All right, okay, that is a good point. Okay, but all right, could she sit there pretending she's protecting you?
But how am I getting nuts? How am I getting nuts in this scenario?
You could get someone like, is it Nerd Funny who lives near you? He could just walk in the door and try and wrestle the controls off you, and then Anna could just cuff him and walk him out the door.
But where am I
Thank
getting?
you, Sky Ranger.
Who is giving me nuts?
Well, you could just have nuts in your breast pocket and just get them out and eat them. After
What about my
Anna's
tomato
saved the day.
juice?
I mean, you could have a box of
We
that.
need those. We need those little plastic glasses as well. I want.
Is Dave your co-pilot?
Yeah, obviously.
You should get him a pilot's outfit then. There must be pilot outfits for dogs.
I'll get. He's having his haircut tomorrow, so after he's got himself presentable, then I might get him a pilot's hat.
Get him some goggles as well.
He can wear my goggles. He doesn't wear glasses, so he won't have to wear them on top of his head. So the goggles are really small as well. It's like they're made for children. I don't really understand.
Oh.
You should see if
Really?
someone sells gaming chairs for dogs. You could, or pilot chairs for dogs. You could just have it next to you with Dave on it, set up right with a little steering wheel in his paws.
Yeah, so I'm going to get Anna the air hostess costume.
I'm not wearing it.
Why?
She
You
could
wear
stream
it.
it and she'd make a fortune. Imagine a sub she'd get just as an air hostess.
Exactly. She's not thinking.
You should wear it. You wear it. You see how you
Oh,
like.
okay.
I mean,
I'll
yeah,
buy
Kevin,
two,
it'd go
and we'll
down
both
well.
wear one.
If you can find one like a 12XL version of it, then
This one goes up to ladies size 30. So I think I'll probably be all right in a size 30.
probably the equivalent of what I said. Because I wasn't trying to say you were big for a man. I was trying to say you were big for a lady there.
I probably am big for a lady. Don't get a lot of 6'2" lady. But yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator is awesome. If like me, you've never tried anything like this before because it's obviously nerdy and probably for wangs, which is what I've always assumed in the past. But it's free. This is the joy of Game Pass. If you've
It's
got
not
Game
free,
Pass,
it's
it
Game
is.
Pass.
If you've got Game Pass,
Okay.
it's free. So you may as well just download it and have a little look. It works. I'm playing it on an Xbox Series S, so you don't need the super duper Fancy Pants X to be able to run it. Obviously, if you've got a fancy PC, you can get the PC version and mess around with that. But I'm running it absolutely fine on a Series S. It looks stunning. It's the first thing people say when they come into the stream, that they can't believe how good it looks. And I've had to set up a command in my Twitch just to explain to people that it is on a Series S, that it looks this good, because it is baffling what they've managed to do with this technology. It's so clever, and I am an official, like, proper qualified pilot soon. I'm going to buy a real aeroplane.
No, you're not.
Might buy an aeroplane,
you're not.
Anna.
No.
I might do.
No.
We'll see.
No.
Probably going to buy an airplane
No,
or a
no.
ton of DLC on this game.
No.
Because already there must be thousands of pounds of DLC on this already, of various planes and airports that you can buy. It's one of these simulator games are all the same. You obviously have all the peripherals, because for me, playing on console, there's a limited choice of flight stick that you can buy. There's this one that's 80 quid that I've ordered, or there's like a £400 one that isn't available in the UK yet. And they're about the only choices. But if you go on the PC, you can buy all these modular peripherals where you can get the stick separate from the thrusty thing, separate from the pedals, separate from the radio unit. And you could spend $3,000 comfortably just on the hardware. And then there's all of the DLC as well. There's a whole modding community on PC as well. The PC, you need to run it at max. You could easily spend $10,000 just to play this game and still not have access to everything that's in it. It is insane, the amount of money that games like this can generate. But for an entry level, if you've got Game Pass, costs you nothing. Costs you nothing. Go and get it, you fools.
Is it really real-time flights, did you say a minute ago?
It's got it tracks real-time flights in it, yeah. With real-time weather, real-time daylight and stuff as well.
I could never handle that. Just flying to America for 6 hours. It seems odd to me that that's a game. But
people have said that for my next subathon, the idea is we take off from Heathrow with LA as the destination, and if the subathon timer runs out, I just bomb into the sea and turn off the stream. But we just do what is effectively, what's that, a 10-hour flight? So if they want to see me land the plane, we have to get to the end of the subathon. And that was a suggestion from the chat. That's not my idea. And I said, well, if we're going to do it, I've got to crash then if the timer runs out. Yeah, of course you crash if the timer runs out. You just don't even say a word. Just put it in the sea and turn the stream off.
I added some, when you can pay bits to make stuff happen or whatever. And, you can use your points, channel points, all that. I've got one that says that they can stop me doing a specific thing in game. But you know what people are like? I'm playing Minecraft. Someone wanted to redeem you can't mine for the next 10 minutes. And I was like, well, that's the game. That's like saying don't play a goalkeeper in Football Manager. Or don't. And I know that's the fun. But I was like, yeah, okay, so you want me to stop mining, do you? Right.
You can easily go 10 minutes with no mining in Minecraft.
I was mining. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
So I had to have gone up and then have redeemed don't get emeralds, don't shear sheep. It was just trolling. But I thought you could imagine them just being like, don't fly the plane, don't follow instructions, don't use gravity. Well, you're not using gravity, you're in a plane. But still.
Yeah, I'm defying gravity.
Stop defying gravity. I like it. It adds a bit of a contrariness to my streams. It's been fun. And if you had that, I would definitely abuse it.
That's why I don't have it. But yeah, that's me. That's been my week. A little bit of Football Manager, a lot bit of Flight Simulator and Minecraft.
Because I was talking about Minecraft at the start when you went into your tangent. I also was playing some more of Pokemon Unite, which seems to have become incredibly popular. And considering I set out to become a Pokemon streamer / YouTuber, and this is the first big-ish game that's come out since I started. I've played it like 3 times, and only one of them was on stream because I've been playing Minecraft with Kev. But all my friends have got it on their Switches, and they're all just playing it all the time. And all the Pokemon YouTubers and streamers that I'm aware of are playing it, and it's become one of those problems for me where everyone who's into it is already really good. So if I play any ranked games, I'm playing with a bunch of noobs and getting absolutely hammered. It's so hit and miss. Sometimes I go on a team and it's like brilliant. They don't know what they're doing, and I'm just there. I scored all the points, and then another team I was up against just absolutely destroyed me at every turn, and I was the only person attacking. But I'm hoping it figures out some sort of balance. They've brought out a few new Pokemon this week. It seems like because they've got obviously 900 different Pokemon they can drop into it. Well, I guess it would be maybe 400 and then all their evolutions on top. It seems like it's got a lot of legs. Like I just keep seeing announcements. They put in Gardevoir, they put in whatever, other Pokemon, and it's got a lot of legs to it, and it seems to be really popular. So I want to play it, but it is still being marred slightly by the whole pay to win thing. You could blow 50 quid on it and become excellent, or even more and become unbeatable, or you can just play it for free and try and muddle through, which. Yeah, it's a shame they've done that so soon. You wouldn't have minded it getting a bit more addictive first, and then they throw that out. But yeah, it's good. It's good, a good time pass. I played it a few lunch breaks, and I recommend people get it because it is free. You can do it without paying any money, and that's what I'm doing. You get plenty of mileage out of it. There's definitely random games you can play without being ranked, but I'm probably also just not that good at it. I don't have time to sit. I haven't taken the time to sit and read what all the moves do. So I'm just like, I'll use that move. It does a lot of damage, and it's probably not the best move to be picking. But yeah, it's a fun game, and I recommend people get it. As I say, it's free on the Switch. It's popular at the moment. It's a good game, and I did the tutorial on that, unlike Kev would have done, and it made the game make a lot more sense. I did it like the 3rd time I played it. I thought, I should try the tutorial, and it did work. Tutorials are important, apparently.
Nah. Right, before anyone says anything else, Pab, for goodness sake, give the people an advert. They've been waiting 15 minutes. Thank you, Pab. Good advert. Are you done, Sheepdog, or are we passing?
I'm done.
I just don't. I'm not going to use words anymore for the rest of the podcast. No words from Kev. So, Papa.
You've been like that all week, haven't you?
What have you played this week, Anna?
What have I played? I played so I went on the Xbox because I've got, oh gosh, nearly pulled over the thing. I've got an Xbox, I don't really play it, so I went on it and downloaded a game called Superland. I saw this game we played years ago and I could never remember the name, and it looked awesome. And I found it and I played it and I remember it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember watching someone play. I don't know who I was watching, but it was a long time ago. But basically, a world has been made in a sandbox, in a literal sandbox. It was made in 6 hours on one of these game dev day things.
A game jam.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Anyway, I think it was one of them things that were made like in 6 hours. And you are a red plastic person, and you need to go
an Arsenal fan or a Man United fan,
and you need to go to the blue people, to the blue
Chelsea
kingdom.
fans or Everton fans.
I don't know football. Yeah, you can use football analogies. But you are just this person, and you've got to escort. I think it's the Queen over to the Blues, but to get there, you have to open gates, and the gates need like weapons. So I got through the first gate because it was just basically open it. So I opened it, but then the next one had a button above her that you can't really you couldn't get to. So you have to do all these like objectives to get to the weapon, and it's hard to explain. It's just an adventure box that you have to go and do quests in to get certain things. There's platforming, there's like hidden passages. I found like a reference to Zelda. I found Link. He wasn't alive, but I found him. I have found He-Man, so I took his hair, and I also found a reference to Breaking Bad. It's random. It's really weird, but yeah, I put that on and I played it so much that I forgot to give my child a bath and didn't realise it was nearly 11 o'clock at night. I thought I'd only been on it for an hour, but then I got stuck. I'm in an area that I can't get out of, but I have to complete an objective, but I can't work out what it is. But yeah, you just go around, collect coins. You can find these barrels that you take back to your town and they give you upgrades. Yeah, it's really weird, but really addictive. Like, you just go, I'll just go around this corner and see what's down there. I'll just do this bit, and I don't understand. But yeah, it's basically a sandbox that they made in 6 hours, and they made a game out of it, and it was quite addictive. Just simple, fun. That obviously a bunch of people got together and just went, let's make something. So yeah, they've made that. What else have I been doing? I've been trying my hardest to get through the Wrath of the Druids on Valhalla.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying, but I just don't like Valhalla like the other ones. I did what was it, Odyssey? Loved Odyssey. This one just seems a bit backwards. I don't like the fact that you can just look out and go, oh, there's something to do. Oh, there's something to do. Whereas with Odyssey and the other one, you had the option to just go and explore, and you would just happen to come upon things. Because you could do that, or you could have the guided one. But I like to play, like, at the start of the game, I would like to play on the one where I would just go out and find things, whereas this one's like, oh, there's a raid over there, there's a artifact over there, there's some gold just down that cut, right? And I just don't like it because it just takes the mystery out of the game. But I know there's more. The French DLC comes out on the 12th of August, so that's only a few days away. So I'm going to try and slug my way through it. Like, I like the story and I like the new characters. I don't like the other bit, like the exploring bit. It just annoys me a little bit. And the fact that some things are hidden behind breakable walls. Now, yes, I'm fine with breakable walls, but they need to have like a certain bomb, and the only way you can get these bombs is in the environment, and sometimes they're just not there. It's like there was this one big dungeon that I had to get in, and I had to jump on top of the breakable wall, and then somehow, like, get my arrow into a certain spot. So it took like a good 5 minutes of trying to just get around to this one spot so I could shoot my arrow. Just like achieved it. That's not how you're supposed to do it, but there's nothing around to help you get through it. It just seems like some of it hasn't been thought through, and it was just like I watched a bunch of videos and it's like, no, you got to squish yourself into this corner and then aim with precision to try and get the thing to explode. Because what you're supposed to do is hit the breakable wall with your sword, and then one of the enemies is supposed to come over and hit it, but they just wouldn't hit the wall back, and it would do my head in. So I'm just trying to get through that. And then today I started playing the Ascent on Xbox. Came out yesterday. This game is like a Diablo twin shooter RPG. Oh my god, so I died a lot. I died a lot when I started this, because you got to... So you can't move the camera, but you can move yourself, and you have to aim with a stick, but you can't move the camera. So like the enemies will run at you, and you have to like shoot it with a stick, and I'm really not good at that, so I died a lot. But it's a Diablo style one. It's like, you know how like Diablo is, you look down, but it's cyberpunk. The whole world is. It's very good, like realised. It's very stylish, very just. You think of cyberpunk like as a thing, and it looks grimy, but you got your neon, you've got all of that. You've got like obviously weapons, armour, augmentations, and then you can upgrade your weapons, you can upgrade your armour. Different weapons work on different enemies. Like, so I've just had to, like, I started in the sewers, and so they run at you. I had one gun, I kept dying, but then I found this human who decided to turn on me, so I shot him and got a machine gun, and that was better, obviously, because it fires quicker. But yeah, it literally came out yesterday. So I didn't know much about it. I was going through Twitter, and it just caught my eye. I was like, it's what now? What's out today? So it's very weird. Everyone should have a look at it though, because I like it. I think I like the aesthetic and stuff like that. I'm getting better at the twin shooter, but I've never been good at them at the best of times. Like Kevin had one of these. What was that game you used to like, Kevin?
Geometry Wars.
Yeah. And I could never get on with that. But it's like that. It has, for Kevin people, it has different colourblind settings.
I was going to say, by Kevin people, you mean colourblind.
Well, because we went to the accessibilities just to have a look, and they've got all them. But yeah, it's cool. It's like I'd want cyberpunk that's on like the 2077 to the world to look like, because the world in 77 is a bit clean, if you know what I mean. Everything's a bit just gleamy and new, whereas this one like has all the neon, but it's lived in. Like the amount of NPCs on the Ascent is ridiculous. Like, obviously, yes, you're top down, you're not in their faces, but the amount that's on there is mad. There's so many people, and like you've got to push your way through, and you've got holograms that are talking to you and stuff. But so like I'm in this city at the moment, but apparently there's the upper city that's all like clean and white and like clean lines, whereas down there you're like, yeah, it looks pretty, but there's grime all up the walls and just ickiness and people on the floor writhing in pain because they need their drugs. But yeah, I'm going to give that a bit more time. Like, I only played it for like an hour today because we had to go out. But yeah, I think that's about it. I would, because I was looking forward to, is it Kina that was supposed to come out this month, but now that's been put back to September. It's basically, it's touted to be a Pixar movie that you can play, and I was desperate to play it, but now, instead of coming out on the 24th of August, it's now coming out 21st September. But yeah, that one is like definitely one on my radar. It looks like a Pixar movie, but it's a game. And this will be a Twitch game that I'm going to play just play so much. But I've been playing The Last of Us. Oh my god, I thought I was going to get cancelled. Last time I played it, there was a nude scene, and I forgot it was in there, and I was like, no,
It's fine.
Yeah, but someone was saying, oh, when that happens, you need to what was it? Go on to like just chatting. I was like, I didn't know it was coming.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, okay, good, because
They
I was
changed
just
things
like,
when Cyberpunk came out, didn't they? Where they said like, if it's not just blatant stuff for sake of it, if it's in part of like the scene sort of thing, I think they can kind of skirt around. You can get away with it. But if people are just playing them adult games on there, then that's a different matter. So yeah.
So if you're paying for it, you're gonna get in trouble. But if it's in the story, you're fine.
I think so, something like that. If it's all like part in context sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think
you can't wear your air hostess outfit, but you can. You can play a game of hostess in it.
In Cyberpunk, you can just pay for nude scenes, and it's like with men and women.
Yeah.
Like,
so in that, it would be like, say, like the sex scenes in Cyberpunk, maybe you might get away with, but you going up to the mirror being naked and just keep running in front of the mirror, that's more blatant. Yeah. But I was just like, oh my god, because like I know there's teens in my chat, and like this is an 18 game. Like obviously I've put it out there that it's an 18 game, like discretion and stuff. But I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get cancelled. But I didn't. But I've just got I fell off a big high thing, and I'm about to go into a hospital. So. Good luck with
that would be fun. Yeah. Gonna do that tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it because I could not do that hospital area. But we'll try. We'll go through it. But that's it. That's all I've been tootling away at this week.
Certainly, but if we're planning on keeping this to a tight hour, Pab, you've got 90 seconds to tell us what you've been playing this week.
Okay, I've played some Flight Simulator. I'm better than Kev at it. That's that done.
You haven't even got a hat, you loser.
I don't need a hat. I can land a plane.
I can land a plane. I landed a plane first time without any training.
Into a bridge. Yeah.
No. That was my second time. First time's a perfect landing.
I landed. Have you been doing the challenges?
Nah. Just been flying
the challenges
around.
Are where it's at. Because it's just on all like these epic and like they give you all sorts of conditions to land on these tiny runways. Or there was a runway that's like on an incline. You've got to kind of land it up a hill. That's what I was doing. That's primarily what I was doing today. And yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, we've talked about Flight Simulator. What else have we got? Death's Door. I've been continuing playing Death's Door in bits and pieces. This game is very, very good. Very, very, very good.
Isn't it very, very, very hard though?
No. Challenging at times maybe, but not impossible. Far from it.
Okay.
Soundtrack is something else. Soundtrack is absolutely something else. Very, very good soundtrack to it. It's the right amount of challenge, I'd say. It's not you are not just absolutely just walking you through every single enemy and whatever. You've really got to kind of be on your toes with it. And yes, I had to redo bosses 3 or 4 times, but I knew what I was doing, what I was getting wrong, and I've refined my actions and what I needed to do to the point where I did it. And it's not like it was being mean. It was definitely my mistakes that was costing me the run, realistically. Yeah, it's a very, very cool game, that one. Liking that one more and more I play it. I think I've done like the first big boss in there. She's called Granny, I think. Granny something or other. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's just a very cool little game, that one. The other thing I've played is a game which is... I've only played in open beta, which is a game called Splitgate, there you go. It was due to come out on Tuesday of this past week. And then they postponed it a month because they had that much... they had like over 2 million downloads or whatever it was. And they weren't prepared for that, so they pushed it back. They pushed it back a month to like bump up the servers. So I've not had much of a chance to play it this past week because they're reopening the open beta servers again slowly but surely. But last weekend I played it, and it is in a nutshell a multiplayer game, Halo multiplayer combined with Portal. So you have a portal gun, and you have like a red portal and a blue portal, one on each bumper, and you have a number of walls around the arena that you can stick these on. And then you play pretty much Halo multiplayer, and you have the ability to go through these portals. You have the ability to shoot through these portals. I've spent like 2 or 3 games where I just found perfect spots to stick my portals, and I'd just be camping. I'd just be putting it above the doors where the enemies had come through, and they'd run through it, and then I'd just shoot them in the back of the head, just over the top. It's so much fun. And I was like thinking, I'm really good at this. I was surprisingly good at it, and I don't know if it's just because there's not many people playing it, but it turns out there was a lot of people playing it. But yeah, I feel like I've just missed. I've not played Halo multiplayer in a long time, and this does feel like it. Like I say, it has the arenas, it has like a jetpack kind of thing. Cause it has like sort of double jumps. It's like a jump and a boost, and it has pretty nifty weapons. There's a lot of like battle rifles and snipers and stuff like that. And yeah, I had a good time with that one. And it, like I say, it's open beta right now. It's on pretty much everything cross-play, I think it was. Might be wrong with that, but I'm fairly certain it was cross-play. And yeah, it's out at sometime in August now. Like I say, it was due out this week. But because of overwhelming demand for it, pushed it back.
Enough.
So yeah, I'll continue to tinker away with that until it comes out, and we'll see what it's like when it actually comes out. You got all the usual stuff because it is it free to play? I'm not sure. I think it is free to play. I might be wrong. I don't know. It might cost money when it comes out. I think it is free to play though, because it's got all the stuff like like the loot box kind of things and the different skins and battle passes and all that sort of thing in it. So I get the feeling it is free to play, but
they've got to make their money.
Yeah, exactly. They got to make the money somewhere. I got a cool badass skin for my character on a drop from a loot box type thing for earning something in the battle pass. I got a loot box. I was like, oh, this is just... I've not seen any of these before. It's really cool. Yeah, that has been it, realistically. Yeah, I think that is your lot.
Well, you went a little bit over your 90 seconds, but I suppose I'll allow it. You kept it pretty brief. So
yeah, thank you.
Good work, Pabby. Boys and girls, if you want to follow us on the Twitter, you can do that at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me anywhere your heart desires at Lelujo.
Also follow me anywhere at Sheepdog6K.
I'm Miss Lelujo in places. Just follow Kevin, you'll find me.
And I am Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
We'll see. I've never seen any evidence that he's on there. I urge you to go and check, because I think he's lying. He says it at the end of every podcast. Don't believe him. Go and check.
Please
Probably
do.
not true. I think they should, Pab, because I think you'll be found out. We'll be starting next week's show with you doing an apology that you've actually been found out. Someone went and checked and you don't have a Twitter or a Twitch. You rascal.
I don't know why he would lie.
He just does it for sport at this point.
I see.
He lies to see if he'll get away with it, and he has for long enough now. This has got to stop, Pab. I draw a line here.
Yeah.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.